Pretty much every wrestler has to be comfortable speaking, but like in real life, sometimes words and sentences get jumbled up as we say them.
I'm here to stay and make a good lucha thing. God damn.
However, wrestlers are held to a high standard since they cut live promos every week.
When I step into those 4 ropes, it's 4 sides.
Meaning whenever they mess up, it's there for all to see.
Not only an inanimate object. Hey, shut up! Shut your mouth!
For this video, we'll be looking at various types of examples.
You're a boy in a man's world, and I'm a man who loves to play with boys. No, wait a minute.
These range from messing up words.
So this is what a sold-out Barclays looks like.
It's Barclays.
Announcer screw-ups.
Delivered an RKO to a distressed and panicked Stephanie McMahon, Triple H's husband.
And wrestlers forgetting their lines.
Oh, here we go. You guys have really made me screw up here.
Today, we highlight a whole host of wrestling mic mishaps and promo bloopers.
I don't have 30 days and 30 nights to show your wife what a physical phenomenon I really am.
R-Truth is famous for confusing names and match types, but that's all just a part of his gimmick. Well, except for one major blunder.
Green Bay, Wisconsin! What's up?
R-Truth, we're in Milwaukee!
These next wrestlers also screwed up for real.
WrestleMania 30, right here in the Silverdome. Good to be back here at the Silverdome.
Such as by mistaking people's names.
I will continue where Brock Cena. I will continue where Brock Lesnar.
What do you think of Stone Cold?
And Vince, man, Cold Stone is my man. He won.
Winner of that match will go on to face Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
You know, I could stoop to John Cena's low level.
I'm finishing Cena off.
This is the Sammy and Kevin show.
Congratulations on being on Team Daddy, Johnny.
Mixing up match types.
And I enter the money. Sorry. This guy got me so flustered right now.
And even saying the wrong company letters.
You're no longer the new superstar, next breakout star for WWF anymore.
Not going to deny you the opportunity to be WWF champion.
This might be your last chance at the WWF Championship. Or WWE Championship.
I mean, WWF, I'm not that old, buddy, but also...
They may even mistakenly say a wrestler's real name.
Is IRS here? Mr. Rotundo. Hello, Mr. Rotundo, can you hear us?
Kevin Nash, you're like a Neanderthal.
Did you hear that, McMahon? Kevin Nash?
Yeah.
You know who that is?
No.
It says he's going to end the career of Cody Runnels before it gets started here tonight.
Over the barricade with Alexa Bliss.
Where is she? Where is Lexi? Where is Lexi?
My girl Nikki B here definitely has the glow.
Aw, Trent, it's so sweet.
It's true.
Thank you. Dylan is eating them. Stop that.
Riley, you just whine, and Joe,
horrible.
Michael.
Come to think of it, Stu, you would have fit in great with your lumberjack shirt from last week for this matchup.
My name is Wade, first of all.
Whatever. Come on, Stu, do it.
I don't think I've got enough rhythm. I'm going to be honest with you.
They're LeBron James. It's actually exactly what I am. By Devon Dudley.
I talked to Nia Jackson. She had a lot to say on the teammate between her and Tamina. Sorry.
Remy, you shouldn't worry about getting pinned.
On top of names and match types, with so many pay-per-view events taking place each year, it can be quite hard to keep track of them all.
We will ban you from the Summerfest.
He'll be banned from SummerSlam is what you're saying.
SummerSlam.
SummerSlammed out.
Dean Ambrose's and Roman Reigns' partner at Hell in the Cell.
Say that Crown Jewel was an absolute success. Just kidding. Clash at the Castle was.
They wanted to manipulate you for what you did to them at WrestleMania 21 or WrestleMania 31. And just like the 16 that come before you, at WrestleMania 25.
Your elbow's feeling a lot better and you want to challenge for this title at SummerSlam? No, wait, no. Royal Rumble, that's a lot sooner, yeah.
It's not just names and match types wrestlers mess up, however. Simple words have been said wrong.
So this is what a sold-out Barclays looks like.
It's Barclays.
Real good, always making a joke out of everything.
Misplaced.
We want the gold, sucker! Hulk Hogan, we coming for you, nigga!
I should point out for the record.
And used in the wrong context.
This is where the big boys play, huh? Look at the adjective. Play. We ain't here to play.
Let's now highlight some examples.
Weapons are not only welcomed, they're allowed.
And I can't think of a better place than now.
I am the best wrestler Mexican!
You're gonna go to hit me, and I'm gonna miss. You're gonna miss. I'm gonna hit you.
And that's why I kicked your leg out of your leg.
Tuck his legs, tail between his legs.
I don't know how the hell I'm gonna tuck my legs between my legs, but what I should do.
I'm about to come out here, I'm already out here, and make a declaration. She is every bit the businessman, businesswoman. And our men are tougher, our beer tastes better.
Buying all you animals cheesecake, or no, was it cheesesteak? Is it cheesecake or cheesesteak?
Congratulations, Daniel, on a hard-fought victory.
More than five former world heavyweight champions.
The Patriots lost.
Wait,
Why did that have an
Patriots
effect
won.
on you?
The
Patriots won. They won.
See, as managing manager of general, excuse me. As managing supervisor, and I earned the right to do that by winning the Royal Rumble.
You think I'm the only one that bakes, bro?
So 6 days before you face Randy Orton at SummerSlam.
EMNENTL, Edmonton!
Wow.
AJ, I could have ended your career last night, but last week! I'm so mad I said last night!
After what you two Muppets pulled last week, cost us the Raw Tag Team Championships, I can't even get it out because I'm disgusted looking at your ugly mush.
We're going to look at times where words didn't come out as intended, courtesy of suspect phrasing and metaphors that left fans groaning hard.
Tell you what, when I get my hands on you, I'm gonna eat your ass like a pot of collard greens, baby.
Shawn Michaels, you can hide behind that commissioner's stuff just so long until I jerk a knot in your ass.
Because I'm gonna have to apologize ahead of time. Because I'm gonna stretch his ass like it's never been stretched before.
But I went to work on that boy's behind. I opened up his cheeks and I said, I'm doing construction here. And I took the yellow tape and I taped it around the boy's behind. And I said, I'm doing work here. This is where we gotta renovate the boy's behind. We gotta renovate his cheeks because I'm doing work here. Put out the caution tape. Put out the orange cones. Time to go to work on the boy's butt.
Well, even when I was a little teeny Hulkster, there were a few things that turned me on, dudes. But in the twilight of Hulk Hogan's career, my kids turned me on.
I am sick and tired of playing around with kids. I'm here to get it on with the big boys. You're a boy in a man's world, and I'm a man who loves to play with boys. No, wait.
Sure, wrestling has had plenty of intentional raunchy moments, but these accidental ones were often just as funny.
Me, Big E, and me, Big D.
Brutus, take a look at this. Brutus, this is incredible. What a package.
You can just go ahead and call me Woody. There's one part of our bodies that's soft, and it ain't soft all the time.
Now, Tully Blanchard, I want you, and I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna have you. I'm gonna get to touch your body.
And if you don't think I'm big enough, brother, then you grab a hold of me, and you'll know that I'm growing, my man.
I beat on him like no man I have ever beat on in my entire life. He just kept coming. I came in the game. Okay.
I'm dropping the gloves tomorrow, and I'm coming for war. I'm coming. I'm just gonna come as hard as I can.
Come Tuesday, I love that idea. You might have saw it coming tonight, but come Tuesday,
come Tuesday, make sure you bring every ounce of energy you got, and I'll make sure I bring the hardwood.
I'm going to be coming all over the country. I got a lot of fans out there all over the world.
I'm going to come on you like nobody's ever come on you before. Just you and I getting it on like two men should do.
Seth Rollins, I'm coming for you, boy. And I'm coming hard.
301, 512, I don't care. You come in my face, I'm going to fight you.
I want to be the first black cowboy in history to get on one of those horseback, and I want to ride, baby. I want to ride.
I'm gonna ride cold and hard. Woo! As I strap your body, Ric Flair, you will drop your knees and you will say, "Please, Mr. Hogan, please, I can't take it anymore." That's when the flesh will start to peel from your hide. And as I see the raw, pink meat on your back, brother, I'm gonna take it to another level. I will double strap you with both fists, and I will never stop. After I beat you and satisfy all the Hulkamaniacs, I'm gonna get off by cranking your knob just a little beyond the breaking point.
Scott Steiner was certainly a physical beast in the ring, although perhaps his greatest battles came not against his opponents in the squared circle, but rather versus the microphone.
Everybody wants to know where I've been. You're the biggest ass-kissing, backstabbing, butt-sucking bastard.
We all know math wasn't Scott's strongest subject, however he seemed to have even greater difficulties with the English language.
Man, you ain't Big Pop. I'm the big bad booty daddy non-stop. Now listen, English.
It's fair to say Big Papa Pump was hooked up on Steiner phonics.
Me being a man, a running root. Bill Goldberg out of wrestling.
Hamburger with extra cheese, extra mayonnaise, and extra ketchup.
Everybody knows I was a Rhodes Scholar at Michigan. Graduated ahead of my class. Hakuna Matata.
I don't have 30 days and 30 nights to show your wife what a physical phenomenon I really am.
Steiner was a bit of a marble mouth to say the least, but he's not the only one, as plenty of wrestlers have got their wires crossed when speaking.
I've been dealing with delusional... I sound like Hideo trying to speak English. Me as WWE Universe wow.
You're so smart too, because English is your second language.
That's
Everyone
true.
forgets that.
Whether they're stuttering and stumbling, or putting a word in the wrong place and then trying to backtrack.
On the biggest stage of WrestleMania, the biggest match of all time. Rock, the People's Champ, the great one. The Rock, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock.
He was stumbling on his words like he was left out in the middle of winter. Dwayne, Rock, same person.
Sometimes it's hard not to get your tongue in a twist.
You need to tell me in front of the WWE universe that you respect me.
What?
I will definitely eliminate you from the squared circle in the professional wrestling career from now on.
You saw WCW wrestlers, both friend and foe.
The narcissist Lex Luger. I'm gonna go do it right now. I've had it. I'm so excited.
Ladies and gentlemen of the WWE universe,
The longest running milestone in the history of weekly running television programs. So I am back to take the longest running wrestling episode. Well, let me get this right. I am back to take the longest running wrestling show in television history to a brand new era.
there is nothing, and I mean nothing, more dangerous than me with something on my shoulder.
In modern times, LA Knight is considered one of WWE's best talkers, but from time to time he can be seen choking on his words and briefly messing up.
What I want one of the bronze. Give me any of them. That's what I was telling. That's what I was telling Adam Pearce right now. I say I cashed my checks at the payday loan place. And this Sunday, you'll be phenomenal at getting stomped out by the.
Usually, Knight recovers quite quickly, but the stumbles are still noticeable.
Paul Heyman talks about worrying about who the bloodline, worrying about people pissing off the bloodline. As far as I'm concerned, when you talk about the back of the line, Saturday night's main event was just announced, and it's me, it's Seth Rollins. So what that means, there's no better place than now, and there's no better place than here, and there's no better time than now.
Knight's delivery is often so quick and snappy that it results in him getting his tongue into a twist.
You're the one who puts your hands on me first, and how'd that work out for you? You ended up eating a couple megastar meat little meat mitts to the mouth, didn't you?
But the most important thing is that it doesn't throw him off.
But here I am on the climb, and your toilet's in, your career's in the damn toilet.
After returning to WWE in 2002, Hulk Hogan's promos became more scripted compared to what he was used to in the past. The Hulkster had trouble with this format on the March 6, 2003 SmackDown. During an intense promo battle with Vince McMahon, Hogan makes a mess of his lines and struggles to recover.
If you actually think I was just the right guy at the right place at the right time.
Given that SmackDown was taped at the time, Hulk knew he could start over without issue. The problem was he screwed up the verbiage multiple times.
If you actually think that I was just the right guy at the right place at the right time.
Hulk couldn't stop botching as he incorrectly states how he had a match with Vince a few weeks ago when he was meant to say The Rock.
I had a match with you
At this point, the Hulkster takes a pause to compose himself so he can repeat the line. Once this episode aired, Hogan's promo had been heavily edited to remove all the mistakes. As a result, much of the segment features close-up shots of Vince, who in real time was reacting to the Hulkster getting tongue-tied.
At the right place. And you know something?
It's rare to see Paul Heyman get legitimately flustered, especially by the crowd, but this is what happened on the October 24, 2016 Raw. Goldberg had just returned the previous week to set up a match with Paul's client, Brock Lesnar, and while Bill got a hero's welcome upon returning, 7 days later, Raw emanated from Lesnar's hometown of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The fans in attendance cheered Brock and booed Goldberg's name. This messed up Heyman's promo, since he was meant to be angry at the fans chanting for Goldberg.
This super dad, this.
Heyman is usually a razor-sharp wordsmith, but here his entire cadence is off as he flubs his lines.
And my client, Brock Lesnar, has authorized me to come out here tonight to address this entire situation involving this guy,
Paul has sold being angry plenty of times before, but never like this. The whole thing just seemed off.
See, when fantasy warfare meets the reality of my client, Goldberg is going to be like Humpty Dumpty because all of the chants in the world won't be able to put Goldberg back together again.
As chants of Lesnar and Goldberg sucks ring out, Paul gives up and ends his promo early. Goldberg loves smashing his head on hard surfaces before going out to hype himself up. This posed a problem when he returned to WWE in the era of scripted promos. On the January 23rd, 2017 edition of Raw, Goldberg was seeing stars and red after knocking himself silly, resulting in Bill getting busted open before entering the ring.
You all know that the path to the WWE... here we go. You guys have really made me screw up here.
Goldberg had to keep restarting his promo because he couldn't remember the exact things he had to say on account of whacking his head so hard moments earlier.
Okay, let's go for the third time. We all know that the WWE Universal Championship runs right through the Royal Rumble match.
Just like with Goldberg, WWE had no qualms bringing legends back in and making them recite pre-written dialogue, despite them being more used to cutting promos based on bullet points. Shawn Michaels experienced this on the December 16th Raw from 2013 when he lost where he was in the script.
If you think about it, your issue shouldn't be with Hunter. I mean, I'm the one that kicked you last week. I mean, really, it ought to be with me.
After CM Punk tried to help Shawn out, Michaels interrupted but still couldn't find what he was supposed to say, resulting in Punk moving on with his part of the promo.
Let's talk about you super kicking me.
Well, no, wait a minute.
Look, Sean.
When Kurt Angle was Raw General Manager, he was usually given pages of scripted dialogue to recite. Eventually, this can wear on talent, which happened to Kurt on the November 6, 2017 episode of Raw, which was taped from the UK. During a backstage segment with Sheamus and Cesaro, Angle forgot everything.
Listen up here, guys. You got to do something about it. You got to do something here tonight. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah? What are you going to offer us?
Listen, you guys need to do this.
Heath Slater stood across from Brock Lesnar on the August 15, 2016 Raw. Before he could set up Brock attacking him, Slater got lost and blurted out his now famous "I got kids" phrase.
I just forgot my next line, so I'm just like, shit. I just remember saying something like, you know what, I got kids.
Hey, look in my eyes. I have kids that I have to feed.
Next thing you know, it's on a t-shirt.
That was my very first ever singles t-shirt.
In an interview with Wrestling News Co., he spoke about how both his and Lesnar's lines about Slater's kids were completely unscripted.
It was literally a promo, and then I literally forgot a line, and I started shooting from the hip, and "I got kids" came out of my mouth. But he just took the mic from Paul and said that line. And the whole ending of the promo type seg was like me telling him, like, I have to fight you type deal. And then as soon as he said the whole, I don't give a shit about your kids, it was just like a, where the hell are we going here? Like, I haven't even said that I was going to fight him or something. He was like, turn around and walk away. And then I was like, all right, this is where we're going for it. And then that's when I took the swing and he kicked my ass.
I need this. I have kids that I have to feed. They rely on daddy. My 2 little girls at home and all the other kids that I have are relying on me.
Let's talk about your kids. I don't give a shit about your kids.
In a similar vein to Heath, Batista couldn't remember where he was in a promo, only to then inadvertently spout out an iconic line. This happened when Dave was demanding a WrestleMania match against Triple H on Raw from March 11, 2019. Unsure of what was next, the Animal began yelling "Give me what I want" over and over again.
Give me what I want. You're gonna give me what I want! Give me what I want! Give me what I want!
After "Give Me What I Want" became a meme online, Batista revealed the truth behind his promo in an interview with Chris Van Vliet.
There's certain things we were looking for in that promo, and there was something that I hadn't said, so he kept dragging it out. So I had to keep escalating. So that's why he kept screaming it louder and louder. I'm like waiting for his cue. He's waiting for my cue. And we just weren't getting there. But yeah, that's why it got like bigger and bigger and bigger. It wasn't intentional.
Give me what I want! You want me in WrestleMania? Give me what I want! You're on!
Listen to this promo featuring Charlotte and Tamina from the June 20th, 2017 SmackDown and try and guess which one of them forgets their line.
And if you don't shut up, I'm gonna make you look like Ellsworth.
You need to be quiet or you're gonna start looking like Ellsworth.
Despite repeating what had already been said, it wasn't Tamina who botched. It was actually Charlotte who forgot the script and thus delivered Tamina's line when she was supposed to say something else.
And if you don't shut up, I'm gonna make you look like Ellsworth.
You need to be quiet or you're gonna start looking like Ellsworth.
Perhaps Tamina could have improvised better given the circumstances. Either way, it was a hilarious moment. Randy Orton forgetting his promo on the April 8, 2013 edition of Raw is famous as he stopped and walked around the ring to gather himself.
Practically begging for support.
The Viper then just said screw it and audibly asked his upcoming opponent, "What's my line?" Sheamus feeds Orton the line and then Randy continues talking as if nothing happened.
Big Show's mine tonight.
It was hilarious and an example of how ridiculous scripted promos can be, since Orton was completely going through the motions while reciting the verbiage, to the point where he got lost and couldn't be bothered to improv. Next we have another case of someone being fed their lines, though this time in a less obvious fashion than our previous example. This went down during Raw on April 19, 2010, when CM Punk and the Straight Edge Society interrupted a Triple H promo to open the show. After cracking a few jokes at the faction's expense, Triple H suddenly lowered his mic and spoke directly to Punk. Punk responded back, but the cameras didn't catch what was said.
You know,
we've since learned that Triple H actually asked Punk what his next line was. Punk quickly fed it to him, and the game picked up right where he left off, none the wiser to the live audience.
Then Hunter drops the microphone down to his pecs and goes, "What's my line?" And Punk goes, "Brr, brr, brr," and he goes, "And then blah, 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 blah." And I went, oh, even those guys, it's hard to remember all those fucking lines.
Back in 2006, The Miz was still green to wrestling, which led to a horrific showing on the July 10th Raw from that year. Miz was the host of the Diva Search, and therefore had to inform everyone of the phone number fans had to text to choose their favorite diva.
The sexiest women in the world or the sexiest women on television are in the WWE.
The nervous Miz got completely lost when speaking, forcing him to trip over his words and screw up announcing the phone number which he had written on his wrist. But because he was anxiously sweating, the number rubbed off, which further flustered the host.
Go to dial 86946 and vote for your favorite Diva Search contestant. Do her name.
Next, we have a promo involving Christian from the Attitude Era. But first, let's set the scene. Back in the day, it wasn't as noticeable when wrestlers forgot what they were going to say since the promos weren't scripted word for word ahead of time. However, in Christian's case on the August 14th Raw from 2000, fans watching could tell something was off.
We were live on Raw. Edge and I were in the ring doing a promo. It was one of those times where you memorize something word for word. And I was like, okay, da, da, da. And then I forgot my line. Live on Raw.
It will end.
What's he saying? I don't even understand him.
Christian pauses, then stumbles multiple times, leaving everyone, including the commentators, confused.
Started mumbling and stumbling over my words.
Because if it doesn't end, there will so be extreme repercussions.
What?
I look at him, he's like idiot.
Oh, man.
The next day, Vince McMahon praised Christian for his promo. The wrestler then admitted he'd forgotten everything, only for the chairman to provide some words of wisdom that likely helped Christian going forward.
Remember, I saw Vince the next day. He was like, hey, good stuff last night. And I was like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, it was really good. And I was like, I forgot everything I was going to say. He goes, you're a heel, aren't you? There he goes, you can get away with anything.
Chris Jericho was known for his pre-match promos in the Attitude Era, since he cut them before almost every match. So it was odd to see him suddenly stop talking for 20 seconds at No Mercy 2000.
The Y to jail. Ah, there you go.
JR even had to cover for Y2J due to the awkward dead air.
Well, Jericho said what he's going to say.
And I promise you,
Jericho's long pause was subsequently edited off all future versions of the pay-per-view. Next, we have Bobby Roode calling out Dolph Ziggler on the October 10, 2017 SmackDown. After a recent pay-per-view clash, the two traded words on the mic, but then Roode starts taking unusually long pauses. So long that Ziggler ends up jumping in twice when he wasn't supposed to.
You got it. Excellent.
At one point, Dolph even repeats himself and throws in some ad-libbing just to cover for Roode and keep things moving.
Anytime, any place, you name it. You see, it's not gonna go. It's gonna go exactly the way the first match went.
Eventually, Roode gets back on track and challenges Ziggler to a match on the spot. Roman Reigns' War of Words with John Cena on August 28, 2017 features a part where Roman loses his bearings and stops talking.
And second of all,
go ahead, find it. Go ahead.
As a result, Cena completely eats up the big dog.
It's called a promo,
Shut
kid,
your
and
mouth,
if you want to
John.
be the big dog, you're going to have to learn how to do it, so go ahead. See ya, fourth wall!
This was one of Reigns' better promos as a babyface, but the stumble certainly seemed odd. Roman reflected on the mic mishap years later in an interview with Logan Paul.
You blanked?
Trying to think back, yeah, I believe I did, yeah.
Mick Foley often had trouble remembering the script whilst Raw commissioner, including during the July 18, 2016 episode of The Red Brand. Foley froze mid-sentence, searching for the next line in his head. That was until Stephanie McMahon guided him to where he needed to go, as Steph audibly feeds Mick the closing line 3 times.
What? A 5-alarm fire.
The crowd helped the hardcore legend out as well by chanting his name during the botch. The fans also tried to help Shane McMahon when he spoke to Kevin Owens on the September 5th, 2017 SmackDown. Shane began running down Owens for defying him, only for Shane to stop in his tracks mid-sentence.
Very clear.
The audience started chanting Shane O'Mac, giving McMahon a moment to gather himself and finish what he was saying, but the botch was obvious. Matt Riddle was often given ridiculous material to repeat on television. Only some of it was funny, but one of Riddle's promos that was downright hilarious saw him openly admit he'd forgotten his lines on live TV. During the March 29, 2021 Raw, Riddle started what seemed like his usual rambling, but suddenly blanked on his lines. Instead of trying to improvise, he simply scooted away, leaving Asuka standing there bewildered. She soon laughed it off, as did the audience.
Yeah, you think? I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying. That's not right.
It turns out that Riddle didn't know the skit was being aired live, and upon forgetting the script, he was told by the production team behind the camera to move forward so the segment could finish. Our next example features Mr. Perfect's son, Joe Hennig, but first let's set the scene. The original game show version of NXT often placed the up-and-coming wrestlers in scenarios where they would have to improv on the spot. They were sometimes asked to cut promos based on a specific topic. This naturally resulted in some ridiculous moments.
The fact is, Skip Sheffield doesn't chew bubblegum because I don't eat bubblegum, and that's all I got to say about that.
What is a mustache?
I don't have one. Of all these people here, I have the best mustache of them all.
Your topic is toupee.
I can't think of anything to say. Aren't we here to wrestle?
Dude, NXT in my era was a disaster. Like, they would do crap to us that make us look like crap. It was a shame.
Probably the most infamous segment on the old NXT came on the August 31st, 2010 episode. Michael McGillicuddy had to do a promo immediately after being confirmed as the losing finalist for the season.
You are gonna go to a pay-per-view and have a title shot? That's gonna suck, I'll tell you that much.
What followed was pure and utter second-hand embarrassment felt by anyone watching poor McGillicuddy.
And starting this moment, from this moment on, this will be the moment, starting now, of the genesis of McGillicuddy.
It took 3 years for his career to recover from this debacle. Next up, we have another case where the wrestler suffered because of poorly scripted dialogue. It happened on the pilot episode of SmackDown on April 29th, 1999. The Brood were going to speak for the first time together as a unit, but were told what they had to say ahead of time. The group's leader Gangrel notoriously flustered his way through the promo. These clearly weren't his words, but the writers were persistent.
For in the darkness, we seek a much different light. We live our collective lifestyles for who we are and what we believe in. In this search of the mystery of life and the hereafter, and the power is what we seek. And it's within all of us, and we just have to unleash it.
I love Gangrel, I love Dave, but I knew that he couldn't be the mouthpiece.
Edge felt rejuvenated late in his career, but the same can't be said for the British Bulldog, who struggled with substances, especially towards the end, including during his run with WCW. The Bulldog was often heavily medicated to deal with pain. This was evident during a DirecTV exclusive Backstage Blast interview on the October 5th, 98 Nitro.
British Bulldog has been in wrestling for 20 years, since I was 15 years old.
It's not known for sure if Bulldog was meant to wrestle on this night, but he was certainly in no condition to perform based on his behavior in this interview.
Think you can beat the British Bulldog? It's wrong. If you want a chance of me, come on and take a piece of me.
You would seem to have a power advantage.
Oh, greatly power advantage. I'm going to snap him in half.
Ahmed Johnson was known for his hot temper and intensity that more than spilled out in his promos, so much so that oftentimes it was hard to understand what he was saying.
I don't know what you expect from me, Vince. Those are the stars. They're a push-up. But now, you're fucking ready to get the big dog. Because if you're telling now to believe you got what it takes to take on Ahmed Johnson and a perfect power, then come on. You step right up, baby, and I guarantee you won't be going home. I don't give a damn about you and your plan. Because tonight, I'm taking you out.
He was so angry the words couldn't fit out of his mouth.
You guys trying to kill me? I'm a gang member, baby. Remember that. Do not come to that ring. I'll step in, G. Like you do, I'm gonna break you off something rough.
Johnson certainly had potential, and perhaps if he didn't have such a bad attitude behind the scenes, he could have leaned into his persona and been remembered as one of wrestling's most eccentric madmen.
I don't take my Prozac anymore. And when I get off Prozac, brother, you don't know what might happen. These are my people. All right. We run. Black, white, Spanish, Japanese.
The problem was Ahmed was overly aggressive and took himself too seriously, which can be seen in his unintelligible promos.
I am defending the belt for everybody in your black, white, red, or green.
Look at all those green people.
We've got one more for the Mike Mishap Hall of Fame, none other than Psycho Sid, and it's quite fitting that Psycho was spelled wrong, given how Sid liked to speak.
But you're dealing an unstoppable, stop object, and your pupils went in and out and couldn't focus.
While he was without question one of the most menacing wrestlers we've ever seen, he was also one of the craziest, and if you've heard some of his promos, then you know why.
I expect there's going to be a barn burner.
No, shut up, you fat, bald-headed little oaf.
Sid gave it his best shot, but words just never came out the way he hoped.
You're only half the man that I am, and I have half the brain that you do. That is my belt. You know
We're going to try to stay with this as long as we can. Red Hart,
As fans, we weren't sure whether to laugh or be scared.
Because of the world, come back in the World Wrestling Federation, because you have to face me, Hitman. Hitman.
Well, the skeptics and all the people have a little bit of
Let me do this again.
Oh, it's live, pal.
Sorry.
The greatest lion of ever of all time. There's no man bad enough.
Sid's blunders were poor, but none were deemed bad enough to be edited out of future broadcasts like the ones we're about to feature. These examples range from intentional swearing, slips of the tongue, and accidental botches, all of which WWE were keen to either mute or completely scrub from their network.
I'm the shit, I'm telling you.
Big Johnny Cool Diesel.
If you know what's good for you, The Rock. Must be puberty, because 90. And I beat Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Sever our friendship. All that. Sorry.
Yeah, PG.
Bleep me, please.
Bleep.
Bleep.
Hey,
We're gonna watch it again, Montez.
what a messed up. What a messed up.
Good life.
The kids for
Listen up here, guys. You got to do something about it. You got to do something here tonight. I'm telling you right now.
Yeah? What are you gonna offer us?
Listen, you guys need to do this.
Good, because I have one last opportunity to have a fucking beating, okay?
Fans will remember the coach from his first run with WWE, where he played an entertaining heel announcer and authority figure.
Oh my gosh! They just put Coach's head!
When he returned in 2018, the company didn't want him to be the same character. They preferred him to be a serious sports analyst, just as he'd been at ESPN. This meant Coachman struggled to fit in on commentary, as he played third wheel to Michael Cole and Corey Graves. Coach upset the dynamic. He rarely added much, and often made silly statements which his broadcast partners ridiculed him for.
We never really established that it had to be a tag team.
No, we did, Coach. It was a tag team. Oh,
I know. I'd love to see like an athletic competition between Bobby and Apollo Crews.
Athletic competition. That's what happens in the ring every time the bell rings.
Is Rhino going to WrestleMania?
Rhino? No, Rhino's not in the back.
That's who it looked like from the back. Very few men can knock The Undertaker off his feet.
Oh, Cena just knocked Kane off his feet.
My bad. What does the bar mean?
That means that we don't just set the bar. We are the bar.
Right, what does that mean?
No, Coach, they've been saying it for a year, though.
Well, I think this might be an advantage for Ronda Rousey, to be honest with you. It's allowing Ronda Rousey to get a little bit of a rest. Gather rest, guys.
How are you still employed, Coach?
He's wearing blue tonight. Is Finn Balor projecting?
Listen, Coach, he wears blue every night.
You never get a second chance to make a first impression. Mike Adamle learned this all too well after debuting in WWE.
Jeff Hardy. I accidentally called Jeff Hardy Jeff Hardy.
Unfortunately for Adamle, he was never able to redeem himself after that first botch, and that's because he pretty much messed up every time he appeared on television.
Already 3 legendary superstars, and my purpose is to be here tonight to say, and I love working for the ECW.
I'm not going to complain about your announcing. The line's too long. They are. Please come home.
Now to Eminem, Morrison, and Miz both working on Kane. Back of Kane's left knee, now working that leg, trying to work the figure 4.
Well, not really. He's got like a light ball on him.
William Regal felt that he was disrespected, so he... William Regal felt like he was disrespected, so he did... The Samoan Bulldog going to SmackDown. Bulldozer.
An announcer and the worst one in history at that. I guess Mick never heard of Mike Adamle.
After just a few months on commentary, Adamle was then named Raw General Manager, where he was now able to carry a script around with him in order to prevent further botches.
There once was a man who wasn't taken very seriously. I'm definitely not going to happen to me. I'm not going to let it happen. In a gauntlet match.
They tried to feed you lines, and I kind of went along with the, okay, he's a bubblehead is not a dunderhead is what I was called in one of the WWE, the lovable dunderhead, you know. So I played that role for a while.
Adamle was later diagnosed with a brain injury that was beginning to take shape around this time, hence the memory issues. In reality, Mike was a nice guy who maintained a good attitude despite the difficult time he had in WWE.
The haters, you're still the man. What? You are still the man. Forget everyone. Don't listen to him. You're the man.
No, I listen to him, it's okay. You know what? Because you learned something from the fans. That's right.
He was put in a tough spot, but it says more about the company that they would put someone on television who knows so little about their product. This is something WWE had done before and would continue to do again in future. Let's now shine the light on a variety of blunders from different announcers over the years.
Here comes Rusev. Maybe not. Stand by.
Clear the tracks!
Here we go.
We're gonna need a bigger boat!
Oh, watch out here in front of us.
What kind of boat do you know that operates on tracks, Burke? The Bullet Club is for everyone! That would be Balor Club! That's what I said, I got a speech impediment tonight. There's still a United States title match coming, gentlemen.
Phoenix free!
Phoenix fire! I'm sorry. She's tired of the distractions. She's tired of the, I don't know, shit, whatever you want to call it. That all Truth will get a chance to get his baby back as he takes on the 24/7 champion Riddle on Reginald. Right to the canvas, covered by Nikki Jax. It's over.
Listen to this. You ready? Where's he at? Come on.
You're not bilingual? There's a lot of bi things I am, but lingual is not one of them. Hey, wait a minute. Did I just mean to say that?
I don't think you did, but be that as it may, we're live.
We are joined at commentary by The Miz and our Truth. You guys had a match.
By the way, this is
Kingston. Thank you. You guys, Randy Orton, the new champion, versus CM Punk.
Well, the vintage Apex Predator Randy Orton goes in with the experience.
He got a strap-up bucket of fried chicken on his back and ride a motor scooter across Ethiopia. Impress me, Lawrence Taylor. That's what I dare you to do.
King Kofi Kingston also has a nice ring to it. Not so nice on the initials.
You did it. Look at the arm of Buff Bagwell. Now, does anyone know?
That's not Buff Bagwell.
Of Scott Steiner?
He was successful in just using his mouth to get the man off.
Wait a minute. Wait. No. What the fuck are you doing? Easy. I think the brain is left.
We'll also highlight some moments from Pro Football Hall of Famer Art Donovan, whose guest appearance at the King of the Ring is considered among the worst announcing performances in wrestling history. Donovan had no idea who any of the wrestlers were and kept asking how much each one weighed.
Who's the guy leading? That's Shawn Michaels. Is he another wrestler? Oh, how much does that guy weigh? Well, how much does this guy weigh?
We'll now highlight some good commentators that had a tendency to botch every now and again. We'll start with TAZZ, someone who has given us many funny pronunciations over the years.
Very controversial.
The Human Suplex Machine's choice of words were quite interesting. Even if what he said was a bit out there, it was still insightful in its own unique way.
The doctor of Funkadonics. Doctor of someone. Okay, I'll try again. You got it. Doctor of Funkonomics. Guess we're about to see an exposition.
Exhibition.
That too.
Well, this guy can fly then, right? This is a penguin.
Penguins don't fly. They got wings, right?
Yeah, they have wings.
As you pointed out, the metamorphosis, that's easy for me to say. Help me out there. See, I get this thing, I get all baffled. Right to that massive skull-like head, that big typewriter head of the Big Show. And hit Marcus Covan. Perhaps it Corvan. Kind of rolls off the tongue. I don't understand. I said it right. It's a very large, angry vampire mounting you and pounding you. Not good. You don't want to be ridden right now. You want to get rid by Bobby Lashley. You don't want Lashley on top of you. Did you just say get rid? Oh, Miz, a chick magnet, flanked by Kelly. I'm all tongue-tied here. Kicks, punches, whatever you want to call it, attacking the knee of Chavo Guerrero. I'm sorry, of Kane. You got me all flustered now. I'm starting to pull an Adam Lee on you here.
Michael Cole has provided the lyrics to countless great moments, but it hasn't all been home runs for the voice of WWE. Many fans have given Cole a hard time for his mistakes. He has a long rap sheet of different botch types. They range from mixing up wrestlers' names.
Cover now by Bellanca.
Bellanca, you stupid idiot! Her name is Bianca Belair!
Candice Michelle. Cole's stock in 2008. That was indeed Candice LeRae.
Darren Young will start things off against Darren Young.
An elbow right to the chest of Ambrose.
So it's Kofi Kingston non-title battle against Zack Ziggler, the Long Island IC in this match.
Belair and Sasha Banks. Well, this is
Bianca Belair and Zelina Vega.
Elias now has dinner where he wants him into the drift away.
Did you just call him dinner? That's gender.
Edge won the 2010 Royal Rumble. He chose his former tag team partner, his former friend Edge.
The only one left in the ring. And that's Kalisto. That is Kalisto. Get them right. Sin Cara's down here on the floor, passed out.
He was eliminated. Kofi Rhodes knocked off the top rope by
SYCHO.
You say Kofi Rhodes?
Yeah.
Somebody's making you crazy, huh, Michael Cole?
Calling moves wrong.
He lost to Big E later on. Oh my God! Blue Thunder Bomb!
That was a Michinoku driver. Cole, I'm going to save you from the internet tonight.
Thank you very much. Has begun.
No.
Scoop slam.
Nice power slam by Randall.
Legendary Undertaker. Oh, it's Batista! What strength! What a power bomb!
New champion!
Still has the triangle choke locked into Heidenreich here. The Undertaker does it. And if you can wear the Heidenreich out,
triangle choke, not triangle choke, whatever you said.
You can allow me to call him
Butchering words.
Antlerless again.
Antlerless
is what you just done.
This is your first week on the job.
You know what match has interest to me tonight? That is tonight when I take on Jerry Lawler in the Kiss My Foot match. Jerry.
I received another email from the general manager.
Making sus statements.
I had 500 pounds of men on top of me. Big dog eats. I mean, come on already. He's already damaged the knee. Big dog eats my ass. Rey Mysterio not sucking off anybody. A matchup that is presented by Jolly Rancher. Keep on sucking. What?
And general screw-ups.
Murphy taps out. Cesaro with the win. I think Murphy's still in the future. We didn't comment. Batista is the women's champion. And tell us about a flag match. I mean, the rules are simple. You got to climb the pole, grab a flag, and you win, right?
As you just told him the rules, Cole.
It is scary how strong the bull really is.
Why is it scary?
I don't know.
Oh, you get
Thought
scared?
it sounded good. This isn't your traditional steel cage. You can get a finger caught in there. A finger caught in there. Reverse now. J.D. McDonough, who's still trying to get himself into the Judgment Day, going to attack Cody Rhodes as well. After 13 years, Bret Hart spits in the face of Montreal. Triple H wants Y2J. Y2J. Wants Chris Jericho. He delivered an RKO to a distressed and panicked Stephanie McMahon. Triple H's husband.
One of Michael's biggest blunders occurred at WrestleMania 15. Cole spoiled the result of the main event by stating that the new WWF champion would appear on the Home Shopping Network after the event.
Post-game comments, we'll hear from the new WWF champion. You'll have a chance to buy some exclusive merchandise.
We can all agree Jim Ross is the greatest wrestling commentator of all time, but when you've been in the game as long as JR, you're bound to have had a few slip-ups.
And you won't miss a thing, and we'll be right back. And folks, when we say you won't miss a thing, by God, we mean it. Because they ain't fucking moving.
That fiery redhead has been looking for Lita Corona. And a sit-down slam. Almost a power bomb. Look at that. A couple inches. Yes. And that's on one occasion where a couple of inches did her all the good in the world. Who's the better man? Road Dogg doing it doggy style. Oh, no. Oh, how you like that doggy style? And Mark Henry is handling the Big Johnson. The Rock. The Rock just jerked Helmsley off. Lita's here. Jerking the edge off. I'm here. Hey, dangerous. Sam Neely just jerked our truth off the turnbuckle.
Jim's botches were mainly in-the-moment errors where he called wrestlers the wrong name.
Kane, baby. Oh, Kane's out. My God, he's set up just like the Undertaker. Starting out here, Jillian Hall, Melina, and now Beth Phoenix, who has obviously great strength and agility. No, Nick Show wins it! The Nick Show! No, it's X-Pac! No, Kane won! And so we've got an undefeated team in Primo and Epico advancing in the tournament. The WWE Champion, Kenny Omega. There's nothing in your life that will top seeing a live WWE Dynamite.
Booker T was a breath of fresh air anytime he appeared on commentary. He made so many outlandish statements, we just had to include him on the list. His announcing had some botches, but mostly crazy comments. We'll highlight a mix of both for this entry.
Brock Lesnar against the Beast. Brock Lesnar, excuse me.
Brock defends against Braun Strowman.
Hey, Shinsuke, this is Booker T. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Whoa, you're gonna make me walk come on, man.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, WWE Network.
No.
Sidewalk slam.
I don't think that was a sidewalk slam.
It looked like a sidewalk slam to me. Just look at that Sin Cara's boots. He's got a little black mark on it. This is the Sin Cara right here that's in my fave.
Oh, you said the one with the black mark was the imposter Sin Cara.
Did I say that?
Yeah, you did last week.
Maybe they switched boots.
There.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Brian can go down,
downstairs. He can put you on your back in a minute without you even knowing it.
Book's commentary often had the other announcers confused, wondering what on earth the 5-time WCW champion had just said, to the point where they likely repeated one of his famous catchphrases in their head.
It's called favoritism.
We're talking about the Balor Club. We're talking about Gallows, Anderson, and Balor.
That's not what I'm talking about.
Well, obviously.
Nobody there to help him. He's like on Gilligan's Island. He's stranded right now.
There were like a bunch of people on Gilligan's Island, Book.
And what's your point? Wait a minute. Are you telling me they're up on points, right? They're up.
Booker, what are you talking about? Booker, you wish you had legs like that.
Sometimes I do. Oh my goodness. Right on the knee bone, connected to the ankle bone.
Wow. And Daniel Bryan.
Hip bone's connected to the leg bone.
What? I just cannot get over. Oh, and Gable, though.
He's game.
Yeah, he completes it. You walked out as well, so you're a follower.
Let me tell you, I had nothing to do with that. I'm totally neutral. I had to go to the bathroom. I thought the show was over with. I had nothing to do with that.
Unlike with commentators, ring announcers aren't able to correct themselves after they've made a mistake. This can make their errors more noticeable. These include miscues,
accompanied to the ring by Ridge Holland and Sheamus, weighing in at 205 pounds. Accompanied to the ring by Xavier Woods.
Been out of action for a number of months with an injury.
World Tag Team Championship.
Liv Morgan of the Riot Squad advanced.
The Riot Squad has been eliminated.
No, I believe that was an error. And the body slam.
This was not a submission match.
Result of a submission.
getting tongue-tied.
Following is the match 2 out of 3 falls, and it is for
the first superstar to get a pinfall or submission.
I was going to say, I didn't know Chimmel was back.
The following contest is scheduled for 1 round. 1 fall, making the way to the ring.
The best in the
And announcing the wrong name or winner.
The Hitman Clark to face the reigning United States Heavyweight Champion Bret Hitman Clark.
Honoring the House of Black, Buddy Murphy.
the Tag Team Champion, Jeff Hardy, and the Intercontinental Champion, Jeff Hardy.
Grammy Award-winning Tag Team of the Year, Jimmy and Jay, the Usos. From Jacksonville, Florida, Alicia Keys.
Big opportunity for Alicia Fox. Oh, God!
That's a ring the bell. That's
Here is your winner, Sarah Logan.
Introducing first, representing the Judgment Day,
There's no cue cards in wrestling, so ring announcers have to memorize all their information, while also being razor sharp when explaining rules or making announcements. The likes of Lillian Garcia and Tony Chimmel have often been the butt of many jokes by the announce team, so whenever they screwed up, the commentators were usually right there to address their botches and make fun of them.
Eva Marie.
Where is Lillian Garcia? Chimmel doesn't speak English anymore.
Let me first.
Chimmel, you stink! You are horrible! You can't even get through a ring announcement!
And it is for the World Wrestling Federation Women's Championship.
It's women's.
World Wrestling Federation Women's Championship, and it is the Gravy Bowl Invitational.
It's women's.
The following is the Gravy.
Here is your winner and still WWE Champion, Trish Stratus.
Wait, why is Trish the winner?
Jack Swagger.
Lillian is actually Zack Ryder, but nonetheless.
She is the WWE Women's Diva Champion.
Look, even Lillian Garcia is a little intimidated by the presence of the Glamazon.
From Boise, Idaho, Candice Michelle.
Candice Michelle is not from Boise.
The following is a triple threat match for the #1 Contenders Divas Championship.
Wait a minute, before we get going here, did Lillian just say triple threat?
I believe she did. It's one-on-one.
Ring announcers certainly have a lot of info to tell us. Interviewers, on the other hand, will typically have a few short scripted questions to ask the wrestlers, but that doesn't mean things can't go wrong.
Is this your first WWF event?
Yeah!
I'm so excited I can't even talk.
I guess Todd's the man. Todd, I have the new Intercontinental Champion, Razor Ramon. Double JJF Jarrett, he's right here.
DP, I like that.
Yeah, that ain't free.
Yeah, of course. Oh, I like it. It's a nice ring to it. DP.
She get confused sometimes.
No, that's not me. You knew that was what came with the territory, though, of being the 24/7, 9/11, 747.
But it's my baby, though.
And action is coming tonight, here, on the kickoff show. There's going to be all kinds of stuff.
Why don't you wear shoes when you do these?
I don't have an answer for that.
We'll give a special mention to Dasha, who later became a talented ring announcer in AEW. However, in WWE, she's remembered for speaking in a bland tone with robotic delivery.
Sin City SmackDown is definitely living up to its name. Now, please welcome my guest, Rusev. And then last week, after you accepted McIntyre's match for a one-on-one match at WrestleMania, Marisa slapped to Renee Young. Are you in the right mindset for your Intercontinental Championship match?
Mindset!
This is because the company wanted Dasha to tone down her personality so as to not take away from the wrestlers she was interviewing.
Don't want us to skew any opinions or create or form any biases about what's going on.
Mean Gene Okerlund is considered the greatest interviewer in the history of the business. He also has one of the funniest blooper reels of any wrestling personality.
Wrestling Federation magazine. Frank, take this home and have fun. Let's go some action.
Okerlund's outtakes are legendary, and they remind us of just how entertaining he was.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Okay. Publicly stated that, damn it, who put that up? Is that $200 an hour? Ric Flair, you have made world. Put that cigarette out.
May I say, did you send Booker T to go after Vincent?
Scott Hall, what are you doing?
Give me my cable.
Whether it was because of the botches or due to Gene breaking character, it was hilarious to see his interviews go off the rails.
Whip me like a red-headed stepson. I'm sick and tired of that type of treatment. Heenan, Weasel, whatever you guys want to do, just bring it on.
All the people are going to hear the national anthem. And they're going to be standing loud, and they're going to be standing proud and tall, and they're going to hear
That little tin cup jingling it around with change in it. Because when you step in the ring with the Hercules and the King.
You use a ball to play cricket, is that correct?
That is correct, yes.
Aretha Franklin, I thank you.
Shut up.
They know who's the Iron Sheik. They have from John F. Kennedy Airport to the Los Angeles, California.
I'm not about to lay down on my back and let someone cover me.
I thank you very much.
I couldn't find no woman. I found a lot of men that look like women. Now you, Hulk Hogan, what's wrong with you? He reminds me look like Hulk Hogan. Look at his son, look at him. Now that redneck stays down.
Lastly, we'll observe a few quite literal mic mishaps, whereby the equipment malfunctioned and stopped working altogether.
Well, guys, I think what happened is
Putting people through tables.
Just like...
Let's get hold of the new mic. Let's get him. There we go.
I like hoes. And you put all the sexy hoes on the line. But the fact
I
is...
can't hear a word you're saying, Dave. I'm sorry. There's a microphone right behind you.
Check 1, 2. Is the microphone on?
It's always quite amusing whenever it happens, and is often something the wrestlers like to have fun with.
You having problems with his mic? Ah! $800.
That was a $10,000 microphone.
$10,000.
Frankly, gentlemen,
For the love of it's $1 billion company, and we can't get a mic that works. It's about time you did something right. Now! Live TV is awesome.
Here's Stephanie.
You better speak up, old man.
Starts of the end.
You can't even get the mic to work. I mean, come on.
Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to check out our similar video on Vince McMahon's most questionable and out-of-pocket one-liners. Hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time.